Welcome back to Three Sisters. In our second feature interview this weekend, Alan spoke to the only young lady competing in the 13 to 16-year-old Jnr Rotax class, Kim Longley.
Kim, great start for you at round one of the Motors TV Ultimate Karting Challenge. You finished in the top 10 in 9th place. Great start, but unfortunately at round two you were off before turn one. What happened there?
The starter signalled for another rolling lap and then let it go, so I slowed down. Someone hit me up the back, locked my brakes up and straight off into the tyre wall. That was it.
Well, the nature of the event, of course, being a reverse grid, means that the fact that you didn't score many points at round two will move you down the championship table, but that moves you up the grid for round three. So you should be starting in the top 10. What's your target for round three?
To finish in the top 10, that'll be good because it'll move me up the championship. So.
And being a girl, how do you find racing with the lads?
Most of them are alright about it. Some of them aren't too keen on being beaten by girls, but that's the way it is.
Okay, and when you're not racing, of course, you're behind the camera working with your dad, taking the pictures that appear in the karting magazines. What do you prefer, working behind the camera or racing in front of the camera?
I enjoy taking the pictures, but it's definitely better racing on the track.
Girls karting on a shopping day, what next? Mark Flint makes his first appearance in the championship. George Pike moves across from Minimax to Jnr Rotax. Craig Carroll's on 3, Richard Ward on 4. Danny Murphy's on P5, and then comes Alex France. Johnny Buchanan on 7, Alex Marsh on 8. Then comes Ben Arnold, part of the Apple Racing team, on 9. Jason Taylor, new sponsor this month, Solway Slate and Tile from Carlisle. Then comes King Longley. She's alongside Johnny Hanna. Adam Cresswell's on 13, Hall on 14, Jake Green comes next on 15, and Roy Gill, just seen him in Minimax. Josh Butcher's on 17, looks stranger every time I see him, but probably showing my age. Michael Janney's next, then Ryan Todd and John Byrne, 19 and 20. Robert Gilmore's on 21, Andrew Lawrence on 22. 23 is Ross Wiley. Joe McKean, my pre-season pick, on 24, struggling a bit this season. Wrigley and Stewart, 25 and 26. And the championship leader, Nico Angelidis, is on 27. Jnr Rotax for ages 13 to 16. Here we go then. Angelidis has got a really poor start there. He's been dropped at the start. As he go through turn one, is it clean? It looks like it. They come down towards the cameraman in the middle of the track. Angelidis still struggling back there down the field. He's made a couple up as they come through the left-hander. Can't stream through Dunlop hairpin for the first time. Wrigley's made a pretty good start. Angelidis up the inside of Wiley there. Quick look over his shoulder. Race leader is 26, Mark Flint, making his first appearance in the championship. That's Danny Murphy. Driving on the gold chassis, he nips down the inside of Flint. Can't make it stick though. Oh, a bit of contact between them. Flint holds on. Murphy's won the club championship here at Three Sisters in the classes he's raced in the last 3 years. He was the cadet champion in 2003 and 2004 and the Minimax champion last season. He started this series in Minimax, but after round one finishing 5th, he controversially moved across into this junior category, complaining that the weight of the kart was just too much to compete in Minimax. Arnold 19 there, bit of contact on the way down to Dunlop with Alex France. Taylor taking advantage as well. 16 in the shot was Johnny Hanna, 25 was Craig Carroll. Oh, and that's Josh Butcher off. Josh Butcher off through turn one. I think I've said that before. Round one, for example. Through Luna, Murphy, Flint, Buchanan, Ward, Arnold, Taylor, Cresswell and Wrigley. Wrigley, number 3, there he is, up into the top, looks like the top 8. 12 carts of Roy Gill, just holding him off there temporarily. That's Richard Ward, Titherington High School in Macclesfield, kart 24. There's Butcher waiting to come back on, patiently, very patiently in fact. We have had a letter in this week from a viewer who wanted to know how fast the karts are going in each of the classes. Well, in the cadet class, I did have another viewer say to me he thought that the cadets were going as fast as 40 miles per hour. Well, I can tell him that actually they're doing 55 miles per hour in the cadet class down the straight, 2 inches off the ground at 8 years old. In the junior mini-max category, they're doing 65 miles per hour. In this junior max category, they're doing 70 miles per hour at the end of the straight here. Hard on the brakes as they turn in. And in the TKM Extreme class, although it is a senior class, they're probably slightly slower, a fraction slower than this Jnr Rotax class. As we see Angelidis, the championship leader, up the inside for another place, putting a move there on Jason Taylor. John Stewart goes with him, second in the championship. Wrigley, kart number 3. We'll have a look at the inside of Flint here. He does so coming out onto Rogerson's. Flint runs wide, 26. You've probably worked out that the numbers of the karts denote the championship positions of each of the drivers. So kart 1, Nico Angelides, there he is, with the Motors TV bodywork graphics on, is first in the championship. Kart 23, the race leader here, Danny Murphy, otherwise known as the Smurf in these here parts. He's obviously 23rd in the championship, and the lower down the championship table you are, the higher up the grid you are next time. Stewart up the inside of Angelides. Stewart second in the championship. Angelides leading the championship. They're actually tied on points. Angelides has held on to the number 1 plate by virtue of the fact that he won the first round. He deposes Stewart of that spot, takes that position back off him. Coming into this race, it looked like it was going to be between Stewart and Angelides. However, Tom Wrigley, the Wriggler, there he is, kart 3, just going through the shot. He's the fly in the ointment so far. I also expected something from Ross Wiley. There he is, kart 5, and also my pre-event favourite at the beginning of the season, as we get a quick look at Adam Cresswell, kart 15. I also expected something from Joe McKean. He was my tip before this championship started, but, well, frankly, he's failed to satisfy so far, but I still fancy Joe McKean will bring his A game to this championship sometime in the very near future. He's there in, I think he's around about 6th place at the moment, but I can tell you he has got a lot more to offer than we've seen in this series so far. Watch this space. Tom Wrigley, kart 3, coming under pressure now from Angelides and Stewart, and it looks like they're going to depose him of that spot sometime very, very soon. The photographer Paul Longley taking the pictures that you'll see in the karting magazine sometime shortly. That is Stewart, kart 2. Angelides has made his way past Wrigley. Stewart's looking for the move now through Luna. Angelides will hope that Wrigley can hold on to that spot for a little longer. Number 10, Michael Janney, South Yorkshire Kart Club vice champion in 2005. Wrigley up the inside of Angelides, 3 abreast. Oh, Stewart slides in, just a bit of contact with Wrigley, nothing more. Puts his hand up to apologise. You don't want to do that, John, in front of the clerk of the course. It makes you look guilty. Angelides 1, Stewart is 2, Wrigley 3, 1st, 2nd and 3rd in the championship. Are 2nd, 3rd and 4th on the track today. It's still Murphy out front. They caught Murphy last time. They're not going to catch him this time. Murphy is going to take the win. Who's going to join him on the podium, though? That's the question. Sam, what have you got for us?
Alan, I'm in the pits with Kim Longley. She went out on wets. They looked slightly chewed up. Obviously, that was the wrong choice, wasn't it, Kim?
Yeah, we didn't really have a chance to go and get the other tyres, and we just went out on what we were on, so it was dry. Chewed them all up.
Yeah, wet's not the correct tyre choice. They come across the line this time. It's the last lap. Angelides inviting Stewart in. He's on the wrong line, and he's looked over his shoulder to invite him alongside. Ross Wiley puts in the fastest lap, 40.913. He's the only driver in the 40s, and Stewart has deposed Angelides off that 2nd spot, and Angelides has asked for that. He's taken the wrong line down the straight going into the last lap and then looked over his shoulder. That is not the best driving you'll see. He knows he's made a mistake. He's going to try and atone for it in this last lap if he gets the chance. I don't think Stewart will give him the opportunity, though. Defends coming down into the left-hander. Is he far enough across? No, he's not. Angelides makes the move going into the left-hander. He's taken Stewart out. He's compounded his error by driving across the track in Luna Bend. At the very least, he'll be docked a lap for that. He's not allowed to do that. He should turn around and get back on the track where he went off. Stewart will get back in the kart. He's going to finish down in 21st place. Here's the replay. Stewart in the middle of the track. He's not quite far enough over to the left-hand side. Again, that's invited Angelides in. Bit of red mist probably because he realises he's made a mistake going into the last lap. Here's the view from the other camera. He has hit Stewart broadside just inside the front left tyre, and in those circumstances the driver doing the overtaking will always be found responsible. And indeed, Nico Angelides has been excluded from the results of this race, and that means 0 championship points, a disaster for him. Danny Murphy takes it. Tom Wrigley not only inherits 2nd place, he inherits the championship lead. Ross Wiley's fastest lap, 40.913. There's McKean in 4th place. Bear in mind what I said earlier, Arnold, Todd Gilmore, Lawrence Byrne and Taylor follow them in.
Here I am with Jnr Rotax, Ross Wiley revisiting the podium in third, great race from you, and the wriggler Tom Wrigley benefiting from the collision between John Stewart and Nico Angelides. That's going to give you the championship lead. Congratulations to you. And Danny Murphy, you've caused a bit of controversy, changing from Mini Max to Junior Max. Obviously our race commentator thought that you were making the wrong decision, but you seem to have proved him wrong.
Yeah, the reason we moved up was the kart that I'm on at the minute is really heavy, and we had a weight problem in Mini Max. So we thought the sensible route to go forward was to go to Junior Max.
And you took the lead early on in the race. Were you confident that you were going to keep it?
Yeah, because last month I got a lead early, but Nico, John and Tom ended up passing me and leaving me, so I was determined this time to keep the lead.
The upshot is that Tom Wrigley has a 5-point lead over Wiley, McKean on 90, then comes Stewart on 81, Gilmore on 79, Todd on 78.
Well, a controversial end to that Jnr Rotax race, and the result is still provisional, so we'll confirm it next month. Wow, an exciting day's racing today. It's really been exciting. What are your thoughts?
Well, I think the main problem today was the weather. Turns up this morning it was dry, sunny, then it was wet, then it was dry, then it was wet. So yeah, that was the big problem today. Obviously you're going to know mostly about that because you're in the middle of the track.
I was getting rained on throughout the day. Interesting to see the different tyre choices and setup choices of different drivers.
Yep, Chris Burton in TKM Extreme, he went out on the slicks, the rest of the pack were on wets. I think he realised early on that he had made the wrong decision because it wasn't drying up.
Yeah, he wasn't going to win my Driver of the Day award, but for me, there's only two people really in it this month. James Theodore and Liam Kelly, both from the same morning. You?
I'm afraid, not that I want to, but I am going to have to agree with you. It is James Theodore. Fantastic drive from him.
Well, once again, Liam Kelly did show real quality of performance, the key for which was his start up to 4th by lap 2. James Theodore's control drive under pressure on slicks in the rain was commendable, and last month I did say if he wanted to impress me these days he would have to go one better, which is exactly what he did this time. However, I have to take into account the fact that with just 19 karts in Minimax this time round, and Theodore benefiting from a huge pile-up which saw him go from 9th to 2nd in one turn, he had a lot of help in his drive through the field. So who else comes into the equation? Well, the one driver who, like McClay last month, showed a real fighting quality to get back into the mix after an early off. That was Paul Monks in Senior TKM Extreme, and his effort in driving back to 6th place from plumb last has earned him the AutoSign Graphics Driver of the Day award for round 3.
Well, that's all we've got time for round 3. Next month we'll be meeting some of the officials, scrutineers, marshals and clerk of the course Ian Blair, and finding out how you can get involved in motorsport as a marshal. We'll also be on the Fearsome Valley circuit, upon which Sam broke her leg in the National Kart Championships 2 years ago. We'll see you then.
Goodbye.